Let's talk to Carol. Let's find out what's happening with this morning's weather. Carol, I'm not going to give you a hard time, whatever you say. I'm going to appreciate everything you do.
You always do, Naga.
I do.
Good morning. You do. Good morning to you as well. Well, the forecast for today is very simple. It's one of sunshine and showers. Now, some of the showers will be heavy and thundery with hail, and we're expecting more of them compared to yesterday. We've had quite a few already, actually, as we've gone through the early part of today. You can see them all out, especially in the west, and some of those have been thundery, especially across Wales and the southwest, all courtesy of this weather front through the day, continuing to drift towards the east. Now, if you look at the spacing of the isobars, they're quite far apart today, so the wind has dropped right down. So if you catch a shower, it could well prove to be slow moving, leaving a lot of surface water and spray around. But as they migrate eastwards, what you'll find is that there still could be some hail and some thunder and lightning in them. So by the time we get to the afternoon, we still will have them across the southeast, across the Midlands, southern counties as well. It's not going to be raining all the time, and as is the way with showers, some of us will miss them altogether, and we're looking at bright spells or sunny spells in between. Start to brighten up also in the west as we go through the afternoon, as high pressure starts to build in. So not a bad end to the day, for example, across Northern Ireland, looking at highs about 17 degrees in Belfast. For Scotland, Argyll and Bute, Mull heading up towards the Isle of Skye, also improving, but there still will be some showers around. Now, where you see the showers on the charts, don't take that as literally where they're going to be. You can expect them almost anywhere, and they are drifting over towards the east. So as we head on through the evening and overnight, it takes some time before the showers eventually ease up in eastern areas. Then what we'll be left with is a dry night, some clear spells. The temperature, particularly in rural areas, will tumble into single figures, and there will also be some patchy mist and fog forming, particularly across central and eastern parts of England. Now, tomorrow, we start with that, but tomorrow is going to be a much drier day compared to today. There still will be some showers coming in down this east coast, and there'll be a northerly component to the weather as well, so it will feel cooler if you're actually exposed to the wind, but there will be a lot of sunshine around too, and in the sunshine temperatures could get up to 22 Celsius, but through the day we'll see some narrow bands of showers forming as they too continue to drift towards the east. On Saturday, for most, it's going to be a chilly start to the day. Then for most, it's going to be fine and dry with some sunny spells, or at worst, some bright spells. By bright spells, I mean when you look up, what you can see is a fair bit of cloud. However, across Northern Ireland, Northern and Western Scotland, a new area of low pressure is coming in with its fronts, and it's going to introduce some rain. The wind will also start to strengthen, particularly across northeast Scotland. And then by the time we get to Sunday, well, we still will have that. And if anything, showery rain is going to start to migrate steadily southwards, although there'll be fewer in the south itself. The wind will pick up. We could have gusts to gale force across the northeast of Scotland, and it's coming straight down from the Arctic. So Naga and Simon, it is going to feel cooler than we've been used to.
Okie dokes, we'll start wrapping up. All right, Carol, thanks very much. See you soon.
Now, the Bank of England says the UK economy is doing better than it thought, but that's not being reflected in people's pay packets.
It has halved how much it expects wages to rise this year. Ben's going to explain why. Not great news, really.
No, lots of numbers to get through from yesterday, and it really does give us an indication about how the economy's faring, but we're not feeling better off. It does seem strange, doesn't it, that the economy is growing, but our wages aren't. The latest unemployment figures show that the jobless rate fell again in the 3 months to June. It's now at 6.4%. So that, of course, is a good indicator that the economy is performing well. But at the same time, average earnings are growing by just over 0.5%. That's the slowest rate since records began. And that feels even worse because the cost of living, or inflation, is at 1.9%. So it means there's a big gap between what we earn and what we spend. And that means that we're feeling worse off. Now, all of that was reiterated by Mark Carney, who's the Governor of the Bank of England. Yesterday, he gave his update on the state of the economy. He said there wasn't much hope for wages to go up, even though the economy is doing well.
Pay growth has been remarkably weak, even as unemployment has fallen rapidly. This may partly reflect lags. Whatever the causes, these developments point to the economy being able to sustain a higher level of employment and a lower rate of unemployment without generating additional inflationary pressures.
Mark Carney there. Now, those official figures won't come as any surprise to many families who are feeling a squeeze on their income, including Geraldine King. She's a charity worker from Liverpool.
We're relatively well paid, but even so, I haven't had a pay rise for several years here. My husband works for a big IT company, but he hasn't had a pay rise for several years either. I mean, we're not struggling the way that lots of people are around the country, but we have reduced the number